Greetings, YouTube. I have developed catchphrases over the years. Of course, the latest one is the economy of the game has changed forever. Every time I say that, you got to take a shot of something, even if it's water, because that's just how it is on this channel. But I used to talk about whether an offer was trash or cash, meaning was it worth throwing in the garbage or spending cash on. I used to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly regarding crystal submissions, where I'd get sometimes hundreds of submissions of screenshots and video clips from people's luck that I would compile. And I haven't done that in a while, but I really enjoyed doing it. It was a ton of work. Nothing is worse than spending 8 to 9 hours of volunteer time to make a video, shout out 100 people, and then people tell you it's a waste of their time when the video makes like 30 cents. Because you're like, man, I just wanted to make these people's day that submitted stuff. That's all I care about. Anything else is kind of a bonus. But anyhow, I say that to say that a Meta and Valiant store introduction is alienating Paragon players and rewarding Valiant players. The message I got from my man XX25, as well as so many other Paragon players, is, well, I guess I need to be Valiant. Well, we knew that. We knew that a Valiant Battleground store was the next evolution, because we saw the evolution of the Alliance Quest store, the Glory store, better called, with this past few weeks evolution. And then this week we saw a Valiant Daily Special, which is pretty exciting as well. So we've got the Battleground Season 16 meta that starts, boy, just about a week away. How crazy is that? Whenever a Mystic attacker nullifies a buff on the defender, they inflict a neutralize or neuralize. I always say neuralize or neutralize. I think it's neutralize. Is it both? Are both words in the community? I don't know. Passive of 30% potency for 20 seconds, max 3. Whenever a buff on the defender is prevented by these neutralizes. I want to say neuralizes. I'm sorry. The attacker passively gains 3% of their max power. Buff 2 of the attacker's close defender. The defender gains a fury buff every 3 seconds, increasing their attack by 10% permanently. So that's fine. Overwhelming odds, the defender gains plus 50% for each buff on them. Then the attacker. So that's fine. Victory track, I think, is going to be fine. They're going to try to encourage you to use Mystic attackers, which I feel like they always kind of encourage you to do, especially Mystic defenders, too. And then Gladiator Circuit, you've got a bunch of super fun buffs that I don't care about because I never want to try to make the Gladiator Circuit and do something. It's just a personal preference. All right, Season 16 marks the introduction of a Valiant Battleground store. We're also targeting an update Battleground solo event with Season 17 and 2 Alliance events for Season 18. As always, these timelines and targets can shift. As of now, the Battleground store update, they are giving it a buff. And we're going to start with Paragon. No offense to Thronebreakers or anybody else, but so many people who watch this are still Paragons, and so this is relevant to them. So I usually care about 6-star 6 stones, which are currently 360. Same price. Not a change. Tier 2 Alpha don't matter. Tier 5 Class Catalysts don't matter. 7-star shards are still outrageous. So much of Paragon players are still getting screwed over. Like, these prices are ridiculous for where the game is. This doesn't feel like an update. This feels like a setback for those players. And while I'm Valiant, and maybe my store is going to look great, I would be an out-of-touch D-bag if I sat here in this chair and said, ho, well, sorry, peasants. Looks like you didn't have 20,000 units to throw at Necropolis, so sucks to be you. Yeah, I don't want to be that person. Because, again, that's not what this channel is about. I feel guilty. I have survivor's guilt that I was able to use mainly resources through a YouTube channel to become Valiant. It was not through skill. Most Paragon players have more skill in their left pinky than I do in my entire body. All right, Valiant. 6-star 6 stones. The cost is down to 100. From 360 to 100. That's kind of insane. This is where I'm going to be putting my trophy tokens. And then as far as the free materials we get per week from 2 times a day daily crystals, the tier 6 basic and the tier 3 alpha, they now sell those fully formed, 2,320 for a tier 6 basic and 2,320 for a tier 3 alpha. Now that's nice, I guess, if you're desperate enough, but let's be honest, that's a lot of sig stones. If you were to get one of each, that's 4,640 trophy tokens, which is 46 6-star generic sig stones. 46. That's wild. Okay. And then we have relic stuff, which I never care about. 6-star relic shards, which I also don't care about. 5-star relic crystal shards. 7-star hero crystal shards are still outrageously priced in this. Almost 2,000 trophy tokens for 500. You can't even give us 1,000 7-star shards for that. That is criminal. That is the good, the bad, and the ugly of this. And normally that would be the title of this video. But my takeaway mainly is that Paragon players are getting absolutely screwed over and are being punished. Paragon players are being punished in this. And I'm going to get pushback for saying that. There are going to be Kabam loyalists that say, Prof, there's a reason why being Valiant is so important and why it costs so much, and it should be way better than Paragon. Well, I agree. I think, on average, the next progression title should be twice as good as the previous one. But sometimes it's not twice as good, it's 3 times as good. The 6-star 6-stone difference between 100 and 360 is more than a 300% increase in price. The cost for Paragon players should have been to go down to 200 trophy tokens. And unless I'm missing something and misreading something, which has happened before, that didn't happen. I just feel like when it comes to Paragon, Kabam doesn't care about this community anymore. They want it to die almost. They want it to be irrelevant. They want Valiant to be the next big thing. They want to motivate people and really punish people who aren't Valiant every single day. And that has backfired on them. I became Valiant in November, thanks in large part, because I didn't explore Necropolis back then. It was buying all of the offers that very few people could afford because they don't have a YouTube channel and they've got things like a mortgage and marriage and kids, and I don't have any of those things. So I got to spend more money on this game. And again, that made me feel guilty because it was thanks to this incredible community and the channel that, makes the content. But I see the 1 6-star 6-stone, and I don't think it's 360. Like, again, 360 compared to 100. This should be at most 250, but really it should be 200. Just make it twice as expensive for Paragon players, but still make it a sizable discount from what it was. Buff it for those players. Do what you did. The Paragon Daily Special store now, the Daily Card Special, is incredible. I love the 50 generic 6-star 6-stones you can get from 7 days of Paragon Daily Specials. I wish Valiant had a better version of that. I would be getting the 6-stones if they had more than that, because every month I'm going to spend at least $200 American dollars, thanks to this YouTube channel, on at least one new early access bundle for the new 6-star champ. It eliminates the need to open 6-star featured crystals, and it guarantees me the 6-star champion as a Valiant player. I need those champions to have high SIGs. I'm going to put 6 stones mainly into those new champions from now on. So the cheaper the 6 stones are, the more I'm going to spend my currency on them, including in this store. Paragon players, you're getting punished and screwed over once again. Even though I'm a Valiant player, I hope you can appreciate the fact that I want to speak up for you in this video. I'm fighting for you, Paragon players. This channel is all about fighting for the average player that's put their heart and soul into this. I'm not saying Paragon players are average. Y'all are more skilled than I am. But I'm just saying you're treated like the average player. But to me, you're a lot more important.